You better say your prayers, you flea-bitten varmint. I'm gonna blow you to smithereens.
You do that and I'll kill you.
Alrighty, metalheads. Welcome to another edition of the Bullshit with Bob show right here on Brutiful Metal Radio. I have in the studio with me this evening, I have Mike, Danielle, and Craig from the British band Enemo-J. You're getting a standing ovation here. They're doing the wave. Oh, watch out. Deanna's doing the worm. Be careful. She's going to put an eye out. So, how are you guys and gal this evening?
Cold, tired, but happy to be here.
Slightly turned on by the whole experience. You know, it's very exciting times.
Right on. And I want to thank you all for, being on the show this evening. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having us. Thank you for the support.
Now, for the listeners out there, I want to explain a little something real quick that I've already talked to the band about. This will probably be my last interview for the year. Some of you know, some of you don't. My father passed away on Friday. Some my regular listeners out there, you remember we had a problem with him almost passing away about 3 weeks ago. Well, unfortunately, Pop couldn't overcome his medical problems, and he passed away on at 8:27 on Friday, December 15th. And he went peacefully, so it's a good thing. But 15 minutes later, my first grandson was born, and 6 weeks premature, doing well. So it's been a roller coaster ride this week. I'm a little sluggish. Just please bear with me. We're about to move back to Louisiana. We're moving Brutiful headquarters back to Louisiana, and once we get there, we'll be back up and running. The radio will still be going. We have the other DJs that'll be holding up the fort for us until we get situated. Probably be down about 2-3 days, just from us. But we'll be back up here and assaulting your ears very shortly. Now, Craig, Ill Begotten Memes. You guys are just about ready to drop this one, correct?
Yep, 21st this Friday on Digital Media Records.
And we want to thank the hot, very sexy Miss Nikki Noyes, who runs Digital Media.
Oh, definitely. Nikki's amazing. Tom and Nikki are both amazing people. And we've put a little thing inside the album cover that we were very happy that they've found faith in the band and decided to get the band out there. When we first got their attention, they were, how has nobody signed you guys yet? And in Britain, things are a lot more difficult than they are in America. And we was happy to get the opportunity.
Well, right on. Now, I want to ask you guys, you list like Sepultura, Rage Against the Machine, Slipknot as some of your influences for the band. Craig, what were some of your influences coming up that really drew you into metal and made you want to be a metal vocalist?
Okay, I've got this one. All my life I was into rap music, and back in the day with NWA, Public Enemy, LL Cool J, and then rap music for me got softer and softer. Mm-hmm. And I think 1993 was an album out called Judgment Night, which was a soundtrack which was a cross between metal and hip hop. There was Biohazard with Onyx, Slade and Ice-T. That for me was my changing point. Where rappers got soft, it met metal in between. Until that point, I thought all metal sounded like Bon Jovi. How we look back since.
Sorry, just got a call from my mom. Buffy's taking care of that though.
Okay.
I apologize, guys. I mean, this is about as real as it gets. It's all DIY. I'm sorry, Mike.
Sorry, my mum's in the chat room, so it's a family affair.
Oh, right on. Well, go ahead.
I can hear you clicking my... You hear him typing. Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, Mike's mom. We appreciate you being here. That's pretty cool.
Hi, I'm Steve Foggy in Birmingham. Okay.
So now you guys actually started up, the band Enemo-J started up in early 2000?
Yeah, that'll just be me in the lineup at the time though. We've had a few lineup changes.
Yeah, that tends to happen, with bands as you're, building up
Yeah,
until you
definitely.
get the right lineup like you got now. I mean,
Yeah,
the lineup you have now is completely sick. And I want to mention, you also have Finn Mauger
yeah,
and Drask George, the Kurgan, on
yeah,
drums and bass, respectively. Of course, Mike and Danielle, both guitars, and Craig is the guy that screams in your face and makes you scream back at him.
yeah. That's the one.
um, what was it like going into the studio and recording the sessions? I mean, was it pretty easy? Did it flow well?
Uh, I'll let Danny answer that, but I'll just say first, I'm like a veteran in the studio. I've done 3 years sound engineering. I know about click tracks, and then there's a few of us had not been in the studio before, so I'm gonna let Danny answer this one. She was there every day.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I was there every day. I loved it, absolutely loved it. I wrote 7 of the songs off the album, so I just was like a machine and just hammered the songs down. And most of the other time was just getting the other guys in and just tidying things up, really. But no, it was a great time. Nick, the producer, he's a great lad, and he really looked after us. So yeah, we had a great time.
And we made him pass out for 3 days, very, very ill, because we overworked him.
Wow.
There were many occasions we found him asleep on the floor under his chair in his studio with cats around him.
Yeah, there's pictures.
There are photos.
There's also some photos we had to remove that is not seen.
Now, for those of you out there, you can locate Enemo-J at a few different locations. Of course, they have a Facebook page. And you guys have enemoj.com. That'll be www.enemoj.com. So go check them out. Go check out Ill Begotten Means. For damn sure, it's an excellent album.
And the video's out tomorrow online, so check that out.
Now, will the video be up on YouTube or on your main page?
The video, it's tomorrow's in. It'll probably be Wednesday, UK time, so Wednesday, US time. We will be posting it on Facebook, but it will be on our YouTube channel as well.
Right on.
It'll go viral tomorrow. It will be everywhere.
Yep. As soon as we see it, we're gonna post the hell out of it.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks, Bob.
Now, Danielle, let me ask you. Again, growing up, what were some of your influences that really made you want to pick up a guitar and play metal?
The Wombles.
I don't think they get that over there, Danny.
Okay.
Because I kind of killed it.
The Wombles. No, I think I can remember it was Jimi Hendrix, actually. And listening to a lot of stuff my mum played at home on the old vinyl, 12-inch vinyl, and on the radio. And that's what got me into it. And then listening to a German guitarist called Michael Schenker.
Oh, yes.
When he was with UFO. That got me into it even more. And, of course, Randy Rhoads with Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, I think Randy Rhoads is a lot of musicians, actually a lot of guitar players, idol him, Dimebag, he's the one that made me pick up a guitar. I also play, and yeah, he was the guy back in the day. I mean, it was Tony Iommi that made me want to pick up and start writing riffs, but it was Randy that made me learn theory and scales and things like that. Made me really take my instrument seriously.
I loved how Ozzy and Randy incorporated a lot of classical type, dark classical sounds on Diary of a Madman and of course the Blizzard of Oz album. So there's lots of classical influence there.
I think one of the most eeriest guitar riffs, at least from that era, has to be Diary of a Madman.
Oh yes, very much so.
It just it paints such a dark landscape. I love it.
Mhm.
Now, Mike, how about you? Who was some of your influences that made you pick up and start playing metal and being a metalhead?
I don't know. Growing up, I was just influenced by loads of different music out there. Anything from like dance to punk. But it's when I got not the first Slipknot album, but the self-titled Slipknot album. And I've got to say, some of the riffs on there just made me just want to pick up a guitar and just start playing metal. It just kind of started my way forward in life when it came to this kind of scene. And as I kind of got deeper and deeper into it, I've gone heavier and heavier and darker, you know.
I think that's the path most metalheads take. You start off. With me, it was Kiss. Back in '78, I was 9 years old. Very fortunate. My best friend's older sister was babysitting me and him, and she was a little older than we are. Actually, quite a few years older than we are. And her and her boyfriend had won Kiss tickets, and we ended up going because they had to babysit us. They had to buy us tickets, and I got to go see Kiss live, full makeup.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was blown away. I mean, my world changed. Before this, all I ever knew about, because all my parents played, was country music. I didn't know there was any other kind of music. And
Yeah, I was raised on country music.
and oh my God, I was glad I was saved from that.
Me too.
I really don't care about it. And we'll get to the rednecks here in a little while. But anyway, back to Enemo-J. Where did the name Enemo-J come from?
We was watching a documentary on death, something called I think it's called Band in America, and there was a group on there a group of militants called Enemo-J, and they mispronounced it the first time they pronounced it Enemo-J. So we took the name from that. It's unique. It's there's no other name like it. I mean, you get a lot of bands these days like Engaged, Killswitch, or with so many similar names, or and so many of the same name. You see like like Hazards Fall UK, Hazards Fall USA, Hazards Fall Japan. There's like so many bands with the same name. You've got to have a unique name, and I think we have to hit the nail on the head with a unique name. The only thing is, it gets pronounced wrong a lot of the time. We keep doing Enemo or Enemo-J or something like that. But Bob, you actually pronounced it right, and thank you very much for doing that.
Oh, well done, Bob.
Well, I took a look at you guys' biography.
Oh, right, yeah.
I do a little bit of homework before I talk to you guys. But yeah, I don't like getting on here and pronouncing names wrong. Sometimes I do, and it happens. But yeah, I dig the name. It's very unique, and like you said, it's hard picking band names today. It's almost like I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I saw a band the other day. They were called When Hearts Fail, and it's like an emo child's hardcore cocktail name. I mean, like Where Hearts Fail. I'm sure they're a good band, but names like that just quite scare me, I think. I
have to agree. The paradigm has kind of shifted from band names to band sentences. Like there's this one band, I believe they're emo. I just heard the name and I think it's just fucking hilarious. They call themselves "We Butter Our Bread with Butter." Exactly.
That's ace.
I mean, it's pretty original, but yeah.
I heard one I liked the other day, probably the same kind of style, was "A Zombie Ate My Cupcake." I thought that was quite cool. A zombie ate my cupcake. It was easy.
Now, when Ill Begotten Means drops on the 21st, will it be available like on iTunes, Amazon.com, in CD format?
Yeah, everything all the way across the line. There's talk about us getting some limited edition vinyls printed as well.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, it won't go on cassette. So, but yeah, it's going to be on iTunes, Amazon. There's something like 30 to 40 internet downloadable sites. Whatever your preference is, it will be on there. It will be found. Nikki has done a fantastic. Tom and Nikki have done a fantastic job sorting all that out for us. So whatever you download from it will be there. And CD format is on Plastic Head distribution, same as All That Remains and various other bands. So yeah, we've got it on the nail on the 21st.
Craig, talk to us about the live shows. How's that been? Have you had a great response, to the shows?
We well, I used to watch live shows. I used to stand there as a child and watch live shows, and we watch bands come out, and they used to be like, "Hi, this is our next song. We've not really practiced it, but we're gonna play it anyway. Yeah, that's our next song. You don't have to like it." And then they'd perform a song completely stationary. I'll go on, smash myself in the face, covered in blood, go and get yourselves in an effing mosh pit now, and then we just destroy the stage.
Yeah.
We don't do the timid X Factor walk on or shuffle on. We just, when we go on that stage, we own that stage. There's nothing about it. We have, and every show we play, a lot of bands coming up. You have a point where you play to your friends, and then you play to, and instead of us playing to friends, we go and we own the room. There's plenty of people out there, and they're just like, "Whoa, what's wrong with that dude with dreadlocks? Why is he bleeding? What's wrong with that chick on guitar? What's wrong with that guy on guitar?" And we're all moving, we're a unit, and the live show explodes. And we never walk. Every time we play somewhere, we walk away with new fans, guaranteed. And that is not being. I'm not trying not to be big-headed or anything like that. We go on to dominate. We go on to put a show. If you're in a band, put on a show. Don't sit there. Don't just go, "Oh, we tried this, and it was good, and we did it on Wednesday." Go in, look straight in the eye, play out your heart on stage. That's what we're about.
That's awesome.
And the new tracks have been going down a real storm as well. People are absolutely loving it, and they just want more. So this coming Friday, we're going to give our fans and new fans and audience a great opportunity to hear our new stuff.
Yep.
With plenty of cowbells.
Yeah, cowbell. It's all about the cowbell.
Need more cowbell.
More cowbell.
Well, as you said, every show you guys gain more fans. You go out there and put on a show, and there are bands out there that will go out and put a show, and of course there's other bands that'll go out there and just kind of stand there, and it's like, why the fuck are people going to pay money to go and see this? I mean, it happens.
Yeah, it's mainly friends and family, and you have to break that cycle of taking your friends and family to gigs, not just coming. When you start people turning up at gigs, who you here to see, and they say, "You guys," I don't even know you. But yeah, you're awesome. I saw you at so and so. I'll come see you again. That's when you're breaking the line of being a local band to a growing artist.
Now, if we come over to England and we watch a Enemo-J show, might as well say we're going to spend the evening afterwards in the hospital.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's just a local takeaway, so that's nothing to do with our set.
Yeah.
So
we'll take care of it.
You must have a lot of fans that are doctors and nurses.
No, not at all.
Well, you're keeping the profession going, keeping those guys busy.
Keep them in business. We have some big shout out to a lot of fans. We've got quite a few fans now with tattoos of Enemo-J, and that's mind blowing when you see that.
Wow.
We've got some fans who've got Enemo-J tattooed on their lips.
Whoa!
Wow.
That's quite a scary thing. It's a beautiful thing, and they come up to me and go, "Craig, I've got a tattoo. What you got? Enemo-J. Cool. Where you got it? On my lip." They're like, "I was going to break the band up next week. I'm now going to stay in the band just."
Well, I guess they could just go back and get a line through it, right?
Yeah.
Or a teardrop next to it. I miss Enemo-J. Now, after the CD drops, are y'all planning on going on tour?
There's talk. I don't know if you've heard of the band over there called Breed 77.
No, I haven't.
Okay, they're quite a big band. I think they're originally from Italy, I think. Spain, and they've done tours with. They're going on tour with Fozzy.
Oh, cool.
Fozzy and who's the other band? They're just about to embark on Fozzy and someone else. I can't remember who it was. And Soil and Fozzy, and then they're breaking off their tour, and we're looking in negotiation to go on tour with those guys for a while around the UK, Glasgow, Birmingham, Manchester, and cover the UK with that.
We'd like to come over to the US.
Yeah, can we come over
next year if it's possible?
Well, we would love to have you over here. Because
can we come and stay with you, Bob?
Say again?
Can they stay with you?
Of course. My doors are always open for Enemo-J. Y'all come on over. We'll have a big barbecue. I'll cook up some Cajun food for you guys. I'll show you what Southern hospitality is all about. Y'all come on down.
Okay. I'd love it. Absolutely love it.
Say again?
Daniel's nickname is Rebel Yell. So
Rebel
Yell. Right on.
Rebel Yell, man.
Oh. Now, what is the scene in England like at the moment as far as bands and venues? Do y'all have plenty of places to play? Is a good amount of fan turnout at shows? What's it like over there right now?
Right. Okay. Let's just say this from this century, from the year 2000. Let's not go Ozzy Osbourne. Let's not go Iron Maiden. From this century, you can count. You probably can't count to 10 bands in the whole United Kingdom that are making a living from heavy metal. There's no labels taking a chance. There's no UK-based labels taking chances with UK-based metal at all. The bigger bands from the UK at the moment that are signed out there are Bullet for My Valentine, Lost Prophets, and things like that. And we're very fortunate to have digital media signing us. But there's not over 10 bands making a living.
Wow.
As far as venues go, it's a lot of it's down to the promoter. A lot of it's down to put the work in to get the gig out. If we organise a gig, we have a very good turnout. We sell out almost every gig we put on. If someone else puts a gig on, you don't know until you've tried. You can travel. We played Blackpool. You probably heard of Blackpool Tower. And we went down about 150 miles, and three people were there. So it's hit and miss. You can go to some venues, the O2 Academy in Birmingham, and the way it's organised, there's like 80 to 100 people there, and you have to take the rough with the smooth. When we went down to Blackpool, then 3 people messaged us all on Facebook the next day. Massive fans there, absolutely brilliant. Let us know when you're playing again. And it builds like that, but you can play to one person in a venue, unfortunately. I've spoke to a lot of American friends, and they said it can happen over there as well.
Oh, it does. It happens. It happens quite a bit, especially with the with a lot of the unsigned independent acts. Even earlier in my musical career when I was in a band, and doing my thing, it was kind of the same thing back then. We always called it bartenders, band members, and girlfriends.
We call it bartender and his dog.
And his dog. Yes.
Barman and his dog.
In
Landlord
Birmingham.
and his dog. Sorry, that was it. Yeah.
Bob.
Yeah.
Bob.
Bob.
Bob. In Birmingham, in the UK, not in Alabama. In Birmingham, in the UK, which you'll know is the home of heavy metal with Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, Led Zeppelin, and so forth and so forth and so forth.
And Daniel Tiana.
Daniel Tiana, yes. Birmingham, yeah, there's loads of history here for rock and heavy metal and heavy rock and hard rock and all the other metal genres. There's plenty of venues, but it's like everywhere at the moment. In Britain, we're controlled by a nanny state that says, oh, you cannot smoke. So everybody in the venue has to go outside and it kills live music, and there's too much stuff that stunts people's enjoyment of concerts. So it tends to suffer a lot. But like the bands that are doing well are, the young bands with the nice fringes, and of course the traditional bands that are already established. So for bands like us that are not a fashion statement, but are just pure musicians out there that just want to entertain and just give our lives over to music, it's it's a case that we do it because we absolutely love it.
Well, it with what Craig said and everything, and you too, metal really was nearly born, if you think about it, in the UK. Because Jimi Hendrix is considered the forefather of metal, because he was the one that came with the heavy distortion boxes and the fuzz boxes, and really brought the sound out that a lot of people grabbed onto. And America did not want Hendrix at first. The UK picked him up, and that's where he had his shows. He played a lot of shows over there, and influenced like Eric Clapton. Him and Eric were rivals at the time, but there was a bit of rivalry between the two. And then of course Black Sabbath, the godfather of metal. If it wasn't for Tony Iommi and Ozzy, Geezer and Bill, we wouldn't have metal the way it is now. They wrote every good riff there is. Everybody else just has a creative way of reinterpreting it.
Right.
But maybe they're, with some of the bands I spoke with Hellgrind last week, and they kind of resonated the same thing you're telling me about the scene in the UK, and they said there were a lot of good bands in the area, just the venues kind of were lackluster, kind of here and there. But hopefully soon, UK record labels will get to where they're picking you guys up again and create a second wave of British heavy metal.
I tell you what's happening, Bob, as well. This isn't a knock at particular radio stations, but people are really being starved of pure metal, and on the rock radios that we have over here, the physical rock, the physical radios where you turn the dial to get the station, not the next stations. It's sort of like pushed at a certain audience that's fashionable and all that sort of stuff. So what's happening, what I can see, is a lot of internet radio stations, independent radio stations, metal radio stations that are just playing pure metal. They're starting, it's like an underground movement, and I'm just so glad that you guys, Hard Rock Radio Live and all the other ones, you guys are out there pushing, at the forefront, pioneering heavy metal again.
Well, thank you for that. It's an amazing thing, the technology we have now with social media, the internet, the way it is nowadays. It allows us, the avid listener, musician, to open up a radio station and to spread the word. And, I'm sure DJ Rathchild, he's in the chat room as well, will agree with me, that regular radio, especially in the U.S., is it really sucks. You don't get too many FM stations that play metal. You have to get something like Sirius Satellite or something to that effect. It's not like it used to be. Back in the day in the 80s, early 90s, you still had a few metal stations, that pushed everything, and you had people that was hardcore about it. And you just don't see that so much in terrestrial radio. And and thank you, Ratchild, for being in the chat room and supporting the band. I appreciate that as well. But yeah, it's up to us basically to carry the battle flag, and we're going to do that. We're going to do that till the day we die. That's just the way it is.
another thing, Bob, that we're facing in this country as well is the decline of venues, where venues are closed down, knocked down, or destroyed to make way for, multi-corporation developments, and, putting up nice urban sprawls and shopping malls, and, so we can have another Walmart in Birmingham, and another venue goes, and,
It's like a domino
as
effect.
a group of people,
Yeah.
as a group of people, metal is our life, it's a way of life, and heavy metal wasn't born on the back of big corporations and sponsorship and all this. It was born out of the dirt and the grind and the fight against injustice and all this tyranny that we face is, the daily struggle of just an ordinary person, just trying to make a living in life.
With metal.
With metal, of course.
Yeah, with metal. Now, you're absolutely right. I have to agree with you 100%. Real metal, I mean, you have those bands that are still considered underground, even though they're on major labels, such as, Slayer, Exodus, Testament, these kind of bands. But for the most part, a lot of the record labels that do get, the major labels that do get hold of bands tend to change them. And, well, for case in point, we can always point at Metallica on that one. But just putting that out there.
Yeah.
But the best sounds come from the underground. I mean, the artist still has control over the music. The artist can show the world what their vision of art is, as opposed to how it might be interpreted by a major label with a high-end producer.
Well, when an artist is hungry, it's when he's at his most creative. When an artist is on a label and being forced to do things, and that's when the music dies. Mm-hmm. Everyone says the first albums are the best albums. Rage Against the Machine, Slipknot, Il Nino, best albums. They must have written them before they were signed. That's how they got something. And these are the shows that people need to go to and see bands before signed, before the industry changes them. And some of the best works out there in the first albums before industry changes.
One of my favorite albums, even to this day, is Black Sabbath's first album.
Black Sabbath, Boston.
Oh yes, I love listening to the. I still consider it the B-side because I'm used to owning LPs and cassettes from way back when. But it's always the B-side, Sleeping Village and Wicked World. That whole backside, man, was just like one long jam, and it was just so fucking cool. And every band's, I think, first album is the greatest. I mean, Kill 'Em All may be an exception to the fact, because I think Metallica really grew into their own with Ride the Lightning and especially Master of Puppets. But a lot of times the first album is the one that you remember the most.
Definitely, 100%.
Now, what are your thoughts on the current scene worldwide in metal? Do you see metal coming back from the underground, maybe to playing the larger arenas again, or do you see it staying in the clubs?
I'm going to give this one to Mike, because Mike's not really answered anything yet.
To me, I mean, I'd love to see it come back out, because of the facts. I think these days music's just gone too commercialised, and every band coming out at the moment, they're all just sounding the same. There's no variety. There's nothing that differentiates. You kind of lost profits away from you bringing the horizons, apart from the fact one might scream a bit louder.
Mm-hmm.
It's, at least with metal, there was always something different in it. You had your Judas Priest sound, you had your Panteras, you had your kind of Slayers. It was all something different. There was a different kind of sound in each one.
Mm-hmm.
That I have to agree with also. There's in mainstream music, you have your like Lady Gaga's and all this stuff, and it's cookie cutter music.
Yeah.
You know?
Bob, let me ask you a question. I mean, you're about the state of metal today. I've only recently bought like one, maybe two albums in the last 2 years. Just keep listening to older metal stuff. What was the last album you bought that's come out recently? You went out. I know you're a DJ, so you get given a lot of stuff. But when was the last time you went out and bought a new metal album?
A new metal album, I bought one at our show here in June from an underground band called Fathom out of Florida.
Okay.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
Bob. Bob.
Go ahead.
I'm going to get all very intelligent with you, which is, you know, I must have had my meds today.
Right.
Yeah. How I see it worldwide with the heavy metal scene and the music industry and everything else, it could go one of two ways. One, it could become totally retrospective, and we end up just becoming glorified, you know, revivalists, and, you know, appreciation society is always looking back to the good old days when, you know, we knew how to play guitars and blah, blah, blah. Or we can become instigators of a revolution and force this change and just get out there and grab life and the audience and just, you know, just show our presence. You know, it was good with the stadium stuff that happened. With the Bon Jovis and Queen and Megadeth and Metallica and all that sort of stuff. But I think metal is getting pure again. It's a refining process that's happening. And yeah, I think the danger is that we've just become, as I said, a retrospective appreciation society.
And again, I have to agree with what you said too. Something I've noticed in a trend, especially with the indie bands. Of course, I'm sure you all are well aware of, you know, the mid to late 90s, even 2000s, and it still continues today. There's been a very subdividing of the metal genres. You know, you get, you know, so many different genres. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But something I'm seeing, a trend I'm seeing now with a lot of the indie bands is you're seeing a lot of like blackened death metal or, you know, mixture like that. I think you're absolutely correct. I think you're spot on. Bands are bringing metal back to a more pure state because they're picking and choosing from the different genres and bringing it back under just the one banner of metal.
I always say, when we get asked the question, what genre of metal are you? I say, if we're a CD in a CD shop, what section do you put us under? They don't have sections for screamcore, metalcore, crabcore, crapcore, anything like that. We just go metal. Put us in the metal section. So
not in 60s or 70s rock music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, when I grew up, UFO were metal, and Uriah Heep were metal, Van Halen were metal, and it's like, you know, as Mike said, you know, monsters of rock festivals. You know, everything was just metal. It didn't matter whether it was thrash or glam or whatever. It was just metal.
Yeah.
Now, the way metal has, you know, especially surviving how it has for the last 40 plus years, really, you know, like you said, with it being rock, it is rock. It's the I think it's the baby of rock and roll, and continues on with the original rock and roll attitude of being against everything, being a rebel, you know, having your finger in the air. You know, that's the spirit of rock and roll, and that's what metal is now. I mean, what's metal been the whole time? But metal still carries that where your regular rock music really don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Metal's in your face, and yeah.
Yeah, metal takes no prisoners. That's for damn sure. Now, I wanted to ask you guys about the songwriting process. Whenever you guys write, is it the music first, then the lyrics, or do y'all do the lyrics first, then the music?
It's a bit of a mixed concept. Track 9 on, I think it's track 9 on the album, is a song called Cold. And I knew I had to write the song. It was about a friend of mine that was raped. And she's a very heavy metal fan. She doesn't like any singing or anything like that, or any whiny emo stuff. She was like, do me a song about it, but make it heavy. And I knew the song would come. And then Danny started writing some riffs. And the song itself is about myself capturing the rapist and keeping him alive for 4 weeks and doing some gruesome torture on him.
Awesome.
But I knew that song had to be written, and it was meant to go on the last album, and we didn't get a chance. And Danny come up with a riff, and then the words just seemed to pour out. Every single song on there is a concept. It has a meaning, or it has a story. A lot of the time it's music, and then you get you'll play a riff like, and then I'll come up with like a catchy chorus like no or something like that. And then when I've got the melody of the chorus, I can think what the song's going to be about, and then I put on top like the words and structure the words and structure the band. So it goes both ways. It goes music, then lyrics, and then lyrics, then music. It's but always based on an idea of what you want the song to be about. Many a time me and Danielle have sat up on a Saturday morning at a studio in Burton, just blazing ideas off each other, and we come up with some fantastic stuff. And Mike and Brass do the same, and then we all meet and have this massive combination of music.
Now, I have a question for Danielle and Mike. Do you two speak in what I call music language? In other words, do y'all speak riffs to each other? Like, say, Danielle, you come up with a riff, and it's, for example, da-da-da, 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 and Mike tries playing it, and he says, oh, he plays it wrong or something, and Danielle comes back, no, it's da-da-da, da-da-da. Well, I thought it went da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. No, it's da-da-da, da-da-da. Do y'all speak like that?
Yeah.
I just tend to stare at her with an expression on my face.
They don't understand me because I will go. It goes dun 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 dun, and it's like what? And I do it with a thick, rummy Birmingham accent, and they just don't understand me. And then Finn is the he knows music theory, so he'll say, oh, you mean that you want to quanticize that note and put it into a semi-demi-quaver in the fourth position of the fourth bar of the chord? What?
Then everybody stares at him with the blank expression.
And then we all go.
I always ask the guitar players that because me and my fellow musicians have done that for years, and we'll be talking a riff like walking through the mall or something, and I'll get an idea, and I'd mention it to my fellow guitar player. I'm like, hey man, I come up with this riff in my head, and it's like and like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, dude, I'm playing the riff for you right now. You don't understand, and then they'll finally catch it.
I do that all the time to the guitarists. Go, I want something like this. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum. Like, they look at me like, just go make the coffee and wait till we've done something.
Bob,
Pardon me. That went down the wrong
as a
pipe.
musician, Bob, right? Have you ever picked up a guitar, right? Even when it's unplugged, and you've gone to play the electric guitar, even though it's unplugged, have you turned up the volume button?
Yes, every time.
Isn't it strange? It's like
It's habit.
I've done that for.
It's just habit.
Ask Danielle if she's ever gone live on stage in front of a few hundred people and done the same thing when she's not plugged the amp in.
Oh yes, when I plugged my cable into the wrong amp. Ooh, yes.
When we was on the video the other day, and Danny sat there tuning up a guitar to play like the song for the video.
Yeah, you might want to explain that we don't play that live then, Mike.
No.
Oh yes, the one that we mime to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we mime to videos, and then we caught the guitarist tuning up. It was hilarious.
I remember the very first gig I played back in the day, talking about tuning up. We created a song, and we called it La Tunica, because I think we tuned for like 10 minutes. Yeah, this was way back when. But have y'all ever had that happen?
Yeah, I've seen them do that. It's like, it won't go in, and then like, shoot it by ear. Okay. But there's a story about Sepultura when Max Cavalera first started out. One of the first times he was set to go on stage, the promoter of the night went up to Max Cavalera and said, "Are you guys ready?" And Max like, "Yeah, we're ready." And the promoter ran his finger down the guitar, and he said, "You're not in tune." And Max Cavalera turned around and said, "I didn't know we had to be." That's a true story. You can look that up. It's quite fun.
That's cool. No, I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Daddy, you can just speak. You don't have to keep asking him.
I've got my hand up in the air. But when I got my first guitar, which was a Stratocaster, I didn't know how to tune it, so I thought, you know, Richie Blackmore from Rainbow and Deep Purple, of course, and all that stuff. So I saw a picture of his guitar, so I turned the machine heads on the guitar thinking that's how you tuned it, to the same as what Richie Blackmore had, and then I went to strike it and it went, oh, it was terrible.
That's genius. I love that. So you matched the shape of the machine heads?
Yes.
That's brilliant, Danny.
And
you just sat down in front of everyone. That is...
Yes.
I'm working with it. When it comes to between the matching the kind of heads of the machine heads and then the I'm doomed.
Oh, now let me ask you, Danielle, what do you have for gear? What kind of guitars and amps do you use?
Right, I'm going through, I love Flying V guitars after Michael Schenker and Randy Rhoads, of course. But, you know, with Enemo-J, we play 7-string guitars, so I'm playing Ibanez and ESP at the moment, but I am trying to get hold of a Schecter Flying V 7-string. I'm going through a Bugera triple 3XL amp and a 4x12 cab, or two 4x12 cabs for a full stack for bigger venues.
You fell in love with one at Nick's, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. It's 5150, yes.
Oh, beautiful amps.
They are.
But I do like the new Eddie Van Halen ones.
Oh, the EVH? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, talking about Schecter, a few years back, after Hurricane Katrina, my wife and I had moved out to Las Vegas, where she's from. And we went to a show that was put on by a guy named Jeff Totten, who runs Project Independent. And at the time, I was writing for a metal magazine called Metal Storm Monthly. And we were co-hosting the show. And he had a guitar to give away. Beautiful. It was a Schecter Griffin, which I think changed to Hellraiser now, I believe. But I bought a couple T-shirts and, you know, some buttons and stickers and whatnot. And they actually called my name out. That's like the only thing I've ever wanted in my life was that guitar, and I still have it. It's a beautiful guitar. It's an arch top. Very nice. And
that's what I thought is a Hellraiser.
It plays great. The only thing that I don't like about it don't have a vibrato on it. I really like a whammy bar. I really like a whammy. But it plays great. It's got this feel that really pulls like a jazzy kind of a vibe out of you. Now, Mike, what do you play through?
Amp-wise, I mean, I vary from a crate, which Craig absolutely hates. But my main one's PB Valve King 100.
That's because you're not meant to get your amps from Toys R Us.
Yeah, cheers, Craig. Cheers. Guitar-wise, I mean, I played the ML7 with, I can't even, Seymour Duncan pickups in it. I just love it.
I hear you.
Bob.
Uh-huh.
On the album, I love dive bombs, like, you know, with the whammy bar. I call them ground to air, which is which it goes up, and then there's the air to ground missile one dive bomb, which is. I actually do a dive bomb without a whammy bar on the album.
She does a dive bomb without the whammy bar.
You do a dive bomb without the whammy?
Yes.
How do you do that? You bend the strings above the top note or the top nut?
What you do is, it's a very bluesy solo that I play, and what I do is I'll clip the strings so there's almost like a harmonic pinch that comes off the string, and you vibrate the string and you bend the string, and if you do get that clip harmonic, you can control a dive bomb with that.
Oh, cool.
Bob, can I ask you, have you got someone translating us in the background?
Do I have what?
Someone translating in the background.
Yes, sometimes I have really bad ears, guys, and unfortunately my hearing aids, after listening to years and years of metal, my ears are shot. And if I can't understand fully, I gotta look at the wife and say, what did they say? Because I've got the volume pretty cranked up on here, and you know, it's just my ears are so stopped up right now. I've been fighting with a cold for about a month, and like I told you, everything that went down with Dad's just been a roller coaster ride of emotions. So I've been dealing with that too, and yeah, it's just my ears are plugged. And
no, it's British accents. I mean, if we said something to you like, if I said to you, "Hey up me duck," what does that mean?
You've got me there, buddy.
Hey up my duck is it's a term from where I'm from. It means hello, how are you? So it's a hey up me duck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we could hear someone translating in the background. So whoever that is, thank you.
That would be my wife, Buffy.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Hi, Buffy. Thank
Hi.
you.
Usually she jumps in on the conversation. Oh yeah, something I wanted to tell you guys like an hour ago.
We're live.
Oh yeah, we've been live for an hour now. The way I do this show, man, it's more conversational. I don't like just bantering back and forth with interview questions. I find it very plastic and bland.
Okay, I'm gonna go put some clothes on now. We're live. Okay, I'll be back in a second.
Oh well, now you made Deanna blush. You done it. You've done it now.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be back in a minute.
No problem.
I'm doomed, I tell you. I'm doomed.
Now we're gonna ask people in the chat room for questions in a little while. I'm sure they have some as well. And yes, I saw earlier someone said made a comment about they heard a microwave ding in the background. Yes, you did. That was Buffy heating up her dinner. Like I said, this is as real as it gets, folks. I mean, you're going to hear the dogs bark probably at nothing in a little while. We have 4 animals, well, 4 dogs anyway, in the house.
It's the state-of-the-art radio station.
What's that?
I'm on the toilet with my laptop.
Oh, right on.
I'm not really.
So, yes,
Buffy, what are you having for dinner?
Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
Yeah, Philly cheesesteak hot pocket.
Hot pocket.
Oh, I think Daddy's down charts. I'm excited.
Cool.
do you guys eat crocodiles?
Alligator.
We do eat alligator.
Yeah.
He's laughing.
Oh, wait.
This gets better.
Oh, yeah, this is about to get really good now. Let me explain to you, I don't know if you guys ever get to watch anything like History Channel, Swamp People.
Yeah.
That's my people. I
know.
I am born and raised from Louisiana. I
Whoa.
am half Cajun, half Indian. And yes, being I'm half Indian, I can say that. I don't like Native American. I am Indian. Woo. There you go. But back home, we'll eat alligator. We'll eat frog legs. We'll eat turtle. If it'll bite you first, we will eat it.
It's got to be fresh.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta make sure it's fresh.
What about roadkill?
No, I don't do roadkill. There's something that you got to draw a line
You'd
somewhere.
actually be very surprised about the alligator. It's a very white meat like fish is, but it doesn't have the flavor of fish at all.
What does it taste of then? Chicken.
Chicken.
Well, people will say that, but I think it's got its own kind of flavor.
It doesn't taste like chicken. It's got like a seafood flavor to it, but it's got the texture of like shark, for instance. I don't know if you ever had shark.
Yeah.
It's very similar to that.
I've had ostrich. I've had an ostrich
I've
burger.
had ostrich before, yes.
It's quite nice.
Now,
It's like a fat-free red meat.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Years ago, McDonald's did a test market somewhere here in the USA where they were trying to sell ostrich burgers.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't pan out, but
now in
What's
the
the best beer to have then down in the south?
what's that?
What's the best beer?
The best beer? I don't do
Yeah.
beer.
Import. That's the best beer in the U.S. Import beer.
What, from the UK?
Actually, my favorite beers. I got to spend nearly 5 years in Germany and with the U.S. Army, and I'm a big fan of the German beers.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a big market for them here. We're actually some of us are from a brewer's town. You know Coors beer.
Mm-hmm.
We actually met the Coors beer where I live now. Distributed worldwide.
Wow.
Now, Deadly Jam Tart had made a comment a minute ago I wanted to address about, asked if we make burgers or sandwiches. No, what we do at Gator Meat, if you ever get a chance to get it, try it. What you do is you cube it, cut it into cubes, and you bread it, and you fry it in a pan. Or you can pre-fry it, and we'll throw it in with everything in a gumbo.
Okay.
Or there's alligator sausage.
Yeah, they do have alligator sausage as well. But I just wanted to put that out there. That way, Deadly Jam Tart knew how we do it back home.
What kind of sauce would you have with that?
Usually like what they call a sauce piquant or even a cocktail sauce.
Okay. Cool.
Great stuff.
Every time I come to America, they always like give me too much food. I'm just like, oh, we'll have a starter, and then the starter's like the size of a meal.
Yeah, when you guys come to visit us, expect it. I'm gonna have gator waiting for you guys, and
Crawfish.
yeah, I'll boil up about 60 pounds of crawfish.
Okay.
And
Okay, cool.
Hey,
we'll set the lips on fire.
Snakefish. Do you get snakefish?
Snakefish.
Snakefish.
Snake?
Yeah.
No, I've never had that.
Yeah, it's like it's invaded America. It's a fish that looks it's a snake and a fish.
Like an
It's
eel?
called a snakefish.
It's, similar to an eel.
It's like that, but it's killing off all the native fish species in the rivers. It's called a snakefish, I'm sure it is. I saw it on Discovery Channel, so it's got to be real.
Wow.
I have to take a look at that.
I hear you.
Oh, anything Discovery says got to be true.
Yeah.
Like the ancient aliens.
I went into when I was in America last. I went to Disneyland in Florida, and I went into what's the food place with all the animals?
A zoo.
A zoo?
No, where you eat.
McDonald's? That's just the clientele. So.
Yeah, when you go in and there's like fish all around you and animals, like save the planet kind of place.
Huh.
What's it called? Something. No, it's gone. Anyway, it's all about save the animals, save the rainforest, and then you go in and you have a steak, which is ironic. And there's fish going all around you, and in the middle of America. They came up and said, "What would you like to eat?" And I pointed at a fish. I said, "That one." and they don't find it funny, and I think they need to leave very fast.
There was this place in Germany. It's called, the Germans call it Fränkisches Weiss. We call it Little Switzerland. And it was on the way to the training area, which is in Bavaria, in the south. And they have this place where they sell baked fish. And they have these ponds outside where you actually go and you pick the fish you want. And they get it and they smoke it and serve it to you on a plate.
Okay.
I kid you not, it was crazy.
That sounds awesome.
I never did stop there to eat, though.
Okay. I go to Germany I've been to Germany quite a few times. I'll keep an eye out for that one.
Now, I want to ask you guys. Whenever you guys play shows or just hanging out, there's usually like at least one prankster or jokester in a band. Is there one in your band?
Me. I've got naked with every single member apart from Danielle. I'm always doing stuff like that. I'll walk in a room, I'll just be there butt naked. Hey, how's it going?
I haven't seen that yet, I've got to say. I don't plan on it.
You're not an official member if you've not seen me naked, dude. I'm going to come around now and sort that out.
I've only seen the photo.
Uh-oh. Run for the hills.
Lauren closed my wife to sleep. She won't know. It'll be fine.
No, you think that's your wife. I'm actually lying on my side. Oh, cold, dude, cold.
You said it.
No, definitely me. If there's a prankster in the band, me or Danielle, definitely. We love doing stuff. I'm trying to think of a single incident, and I'm on the spot and I can't think of anything. But usually, yeah, it'll be me to do something off key.
There's always at least one, And is there one person in the band that may be grouchy or cranky, especially first thing in the morning?
That's me.
That's Mike, yeah.
You're the grumpy one.
I'm not grouchy for about an hour a day.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're the thing of Sesame Street.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, I've got one of your sponsors in the chat room. I Survived Doomsday Clothing.
Yeah, I was going to ask if I could do a shout out for him.
Oh, sure. Look, this is you guys' show, man. If you want to do a shout out, you want to, whatever. I mean, there's no true format. We just sit here and we bullshit, we converse, and everybody else is lucky enough to sit in and listen to us.
Okay, well, a big shout out to I Survived Doomsday. Absolutely awesome guy. Usually we go looking for sponsors. Like bulk clothing or line 6 or something like that, but he actually approached us. Alistair actually approached us and sent us some lovely stuff that arrived today. Actually, I've not messaged him yet. Some nice clothing. So it's I Survived Doomsday. If you tag that into Facebook and have a look at his stuff, man, it's some high quality stuff. And I'll be going out and bringing that to the band tomorrow, and they're all going to pick their clothing to wear. But yeah, I Survived Doomsday, absolutely brilliant.
Awesome. Now, he asked Mike, when did you guys say you were coming to Glasgow?
Possibly with the tour with Breed later on, March, we think. And Draski's doing something in Glasgow before that, so he wants to do one every weekend. We're keeping ourselves busy. Lots of promotion for the album, so we should be around Glasgow quite soon in the new year.
Well, there you go. You said around the new year, March maybe, and they'll be out there in your neck of the woods. Now, whenever you guys get ready to, you get the tour schedule together, drop one of us a line, and we'll promote the hell out of it for you guys for sure. Let everybody know that all our UK friends and friends that we have in Ireland, Scotland, of course over in Germany, which is kind of right across the way. We got a lot of friends in Holland too. We'll get them all to come out there and support you guys.
Okay, awesome. If you've got any American bands that you know coming to England on the show, if anyone mention it, put them in contact with us. We can help with visas and we can get them some gigs together. So anything like that. If we can return a favour, Bob, you've had us on the station and promoting us and playing our tracks. So anything we can do for you in return, just give us a shout.
Well, I really appreciate that.
No, definitely, man. We appreciate being on here.
I know it's getting late for you guys. It's like what a little bit after 1 your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I do have the rest of the album to play. I wanted to get as much talk time in as we could because I know I don't want to keep you guys up too late. I know you have to go to work and everything tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, is there any chat? I'll tell you what. Let's do some questions from the chat room real quick.
Okay.
And it may take them a minute. May have a little bit of lag. It tends to happen sometimes when you're doing the internet. But hey, people in the chat room, if you got questions for the band, bring them on. We'll ask them, and you'll get firsthand from the band themselves.
Cool.
Cajun mean?
What?
Cajun?
Cajun.
Yeah.
It's a style of cooking. Style of dish.
Is it?
Yeah.
What, Cajun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what Cajun is a group of people. They're French descendants that moved from a place called Acadia, which is now Nova Scotia in Canada. They moved down to South Louisiana and took place there back in the early 1800s. And over time, they just shortened the name from Acadians to Cajuns. But very well renowned for cooking, like jambalaya, gumbo, different sauce pecans, and things like that.
I've always wanted to try gumbo.
I'm sorry?
I've always wanted to try gumbo.
Gumbo is great. Typically, I cook it more like you would like soup or something like that in the wintertime. And I primarily do my jambalaya cooking in the more summertime. It's a little bit lighter on the stomach. And I think that's why Buffy married me, because I can outcook her.
See, Bob, you didn't tell me you was married. I'm disappointed now. I wanted to, I thought me and you could be friends.
Oh, well, we can still be friends. You should see the wife. It took a lot for me to get her in a full Nelson and force her to marry me, I'll tell you.
Well, why would you want to eat gumbo for?
Gumbo.
Well, tell her what it is.
Oh, gumbo?
Yeah.
Elephant.
Gumbo starts as it's the base, kind of like how you would have a stew. And what you do is you put some oil in the bottom of a skillet and put some flour in it, and you have to constantly stir it so it doesn't ball up. But that makes your base. You pour that into a boiling pot of water, and that creates your base. And then you can have different types. A typical one I make, because there's people that don't like seafood, is chicken and sausage gumbo. But you put in for every cup of rice, you want to put in a pound of meat. So if I'm cooking for us, I'll usually do like 3 cups of rice, and I'll put in like 2.5 pounds of chicken and 2.5 pounds of sausage. And then, of course, you add different seasonings to it, like cayenne pepper, of course, salt. You put in maybe dice up celery, bell peppers, green onion, regular onion, and you let it boil down. And once it simmers really good, you throw it over that rice, and you're eating Cajun style. Yes, Sarah says, cooking with Enemo-J. Yep, this is cooking 101 right here. Now, Rock Mom wanted me to tell the guys that she's really sorry that she can't be at their album launch on Friday, but can't wait to see them over for Christmas.
Who's that, sorry?
It's the name is Rock Mom.
Rock Mom. Is that Mike? Is that your mom?
That would be my mother, yeah.
Oh, no.
Now, Bullet Catcher asked a question. Wants to know which band member is likely to be stopped at customs for looking suspicious.
Can I answer this?
Yeah.
This has already been near enough proven. That would be Danielle.
No. I've got to go with Drask. Drask's got like 18 piercings in his face.
Yeah.
Drask going through any kind of metal detector is not having it. But it'll be me because I'll pretend I've got something in my bum, so they come and search me and I like it.
You be the one, search deeper, right?
You've nearly got it. It's in there. I promise.
A little further.
And it's a little note saying surprise.
Oh, and I'm sorry. I need to apologize to Zara.
That's why you got the youngster.
I pronounce her name Sarah. It's actually Zara.
Zara. Zara. Okay. I know Zara. Mike knows Zara, don't you? Hi, Zara.
Hi, Zara.
Hi, Zara. I want that money now.
And Rock Mom says, and Poochie Cute, whoever Poochie Cute is also saying Drask. It'll be Drask getting searched.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He's got more metal in his face than Terminator.
Wow.
But the best thing about taking Drask is while he's getting searched by security and all that, we're the ones smuggling the duty free through.
Yeah, duty free is the way to go. Oh, Well,
do you remember the $6 Million Man?
Oh yeah, I remember the $6 Million Man.
Yeah, he was cool, man. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, he was the coolest back in the day. I understand they're going to redo, or well, what do they call that now? Reimagine the $6 Million Man. And I don't know. What are your thoughts on all these movies that's coming out of Hollywood now that's being reimagined or remade?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D. I mean, how many times do they need to make that film?
Right?
Yeah, it's done over and over and over again. The only remake I've really enjoyed has been The Nightmare on Elm Street. I thought that was brilliant. I thought it was absolutely amazing.
Now, that's one I haven't seen. I did go see the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, and I love the first one. I love how they did more backstory on Michael as a child and how he was kind of nearly pushed into being, what he became.
Yeah.
But I went to the theater to see Halloween 2, and I really wasted my money. I did not care for that one at all.
I saw Rob Zombie last week. He was in Birmingham and saw him with Marilyn Manson.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Zombie just amazing, absolutely killed it.
Oh, he throws an awesome show, and he's very theatrical. That's what I like about his shows.
Oh, he's absolutely amazing.
That's something else. I'm thinking a lot of bands nowadays is getting, more theatrical in their shows. Like the band you asked me about, the last CD I bought, Fathom. They put on a very exceptional theatrical show. It reminds me a lot of like King Diamond almost meets Alice Cooper in a way.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
And I'm
He's
seeing that trend come back more too. And I'm liking that.
His last song was "School's Out." He actually covered Cooper's "School's Out for Summer."
Yep.
So the stage show. Unfortunately, like bands like us, we don't get the opportunity to dress for stage as much as we would absolutely love to. That'd be a dream to actually, have everything on stage as we wanted it. But sometimes it's hard enough to get a merch store, let alone something on the stage. A lot of the time, I actually won't stay on the stage. I'll be in the crowd, getting people to sing back or something like that. But it's all about the stage show. Rob Zombie, phenomenal. Marilyn Manson, phenomenal. The amount of money and time it must go into those things.
Now, these guys I was telling you about, they don't have a lot of, like stage props and things like that. I mean, they dress up the parts, and they bring a few props, but the show they put on, it almost opens up the theater of the mind to where you can imagine more. But, I mean, they go out there and they tell a story, and they're into it, kind of like how you guys do. You go on stage, and like you said, Craig, you'll punch yourself and make yourself bleed for the crowd. And that right there makes up for any stage prop you can ever have, because that's 100% real. Okay.
Can you send me a link to that, Bob, when you get a chance?
I sure will.
Cool. Awesome.
I sure will. I think you'll dig them. They're very cool band. I think you'll like them. Now, Rock Mom is asking, Craig, is Danielle the first female member you've had since the band started?
No, I used to be female, and then I went for the op, and then yeah. So
it kind of stings when they make that change, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. But yeah, no, Danielle is the first female of the band. We've had guest vocalists on the. If you look into the albums, there's been a female vocalist on the last album. There's a female vocalist on this album. On the track "Heaven Is My Hell," which has got also a cool storyline behind it. A very cool storyline behind it. With female guest vocals, but yeah, Danielle was the first female member.
Right on. And Bullet Catcher asked, Danielle, what's it like being in a band with all guys?
It's cool, man. They really look after me. They're really good. They're not sexist. They don't tell me to get back into the kitchen or whatever. They're really cool.
Tell me to get back in the kitchen.
But,
that's how it is in my house.
No, they really, really are cool guys, man. I love each one of them for their individuality, and you know they really look out for me. And yeah, it's the best band that I've ever been in, and I really love the guys.
It's always good, you know, whenever you are able to get into a band and it's really like a family. Everybody comes together. It's all brothers and sisters with a common cause of making great metal. And getting it out there, getting it heard, playing shows, and it's really a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I just want to say on the fact that I'm actually quite a big guy. In the photos, I look amazing. I look like George Clooney, but in real life, I'm actually quite a large guy, and I have got tits and long hair. So
Photoshop's amazing.
Yeah, I've got breasts and long hair, so I actually fit in with Danielle. I get a lot of the pain.
So you're saying live, you'll pull your shirt off and put on pasties and swing them?
Yeah, a few times.
Make them spin? That's show right there. That's showmanship, man.
If I get fucked up, it's down my pants. People say, do you do it for fun? I say, no, I do it to watch the expression change on the face.
Okay, I've got Deadly Jam Tart is asking, to each member, what does being in a band mean to you?
Everything. Everything. Just without a doubt, everything. In a band, okay, Bob, you got a radio station, which is an absolutely fantastic career. And what you do, you promote and you push bands that you love. But I do a 9 to 5 job. Almost all the members do a 9 to 5 job, and in that 9 to 5 job, you have a boss. And a boss who works like, you know, in a factory, or in my case, I work in a school, and we have a boss. And when we go Monday to Friday, we have to do what the boss tells us. Saturday and Sunday, we get to play demigods. We get to be on stage, people screaming out your name, people tattooed with your band on their bodies for life. That is never coming off. And being in a band is all about that. You can think about careers. You can think, oh, well, you know, my son's a doctor. My daughter does this. My son does that. Loads of other things. But being in a band, you know, it is a career. You can go Monday to Friday and be someone else's slave. Saturday, Sunday, you've got kids screaming your name at the top of their songs. And that's what I mean, everything. Just in one word, it is everything.
Well, just to let you know, you know, I don't work a 9 to 5. I was working a 5 till 5, 12-hour a day, sometimes 6 days a week job, and then get up at 4:30 in the morning. I don't get home sometimes till 6 in the evening, and then I do this because this is my passion. You know, I still play my guitar, but I've been a voice for the underground for a long time, a very long time, and I love getting the music out there where people can hear it. And this is, like I said, it's my passion. It's like you said, it's everything. You know, the chance for me to get you guys heard, you know, to people that haven't heard you guys yet, and open up your market, that means something.
it means something to us, man. I mean, you probably get artists on here like, oh yes, I'll do an interview, and they don't really think about what you're actually doing for them, and they can be quite nonchalant about things like that. But we do, Bob and Buffy and all your team there, just to say to you all, we really appreciate what you're doing, and we mean that from the heart.
I appreciate that. I really do. I've been very fortunate, though. Everyone I've talked to have been the same way, very humble. I interviewed, I know you guys are familiar with this name, Steve Zetro Souza, former vocalist of Exodus, currently singing for Hatriot.
Yeah.
And, I mean, this guy is a legend in the business. Talk about humble. And the guy actually thanked me for carrying the battle flag of metal forward and keeping the fires burning. And, I mean, that right there just, that's a humbling experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone of his status. And it's like, but he's talking like me and you were talking right now, just down-to-earth guy, very approachable, very nice. And all the artists I've got a chance to talk to have been that way. I have not had, one asshole yet. The ones I talked to prior, I can usually pick them out, and if they're going to be an ass, I'm not going to talk to them.
Okay, we've done some gigs with some names, and we did a gig with Napalm Death,
Mm-hmm.
And they are the most down to earth, amazing guys. They're from Birmingham as well, and you walk past them in the street, you wouldn't know they're in a metal band, especially as
Barney.
Barney from Napalm Death. Just I got to interview him, and everything he was saying, it was just absolutely spot on. And they were down to earth, and they're one of the few big bands that we supported that actually came and watched us play on set.
That is awesome. I've heard that about Napalm Death. That they're very approachable, very very down to earth, humble guys, and a lot of your big bands are very much like that now because they're very appreciative of the fans that are still sticking to them and buying the CDs, especially the ones that buy CDs, because as you know nowadays it's so easy just to go and buy one or two tracks from iTunes. Everybody loads them into their MP3 player or their iPod. They don't necessarily buy a CD and listen to the whole thing, and I think it's humbled some of the larger bands to a degree.
Can we go to Mike and Danny, because they never got to?
Oh, sure, man.
They never got to answer it. Sorry, go on. So, Danny, what's music mean to you? Mike, what's music mean to you?
D minor.
Okay, Mike. I think I can hear Mike talking to his wife in the background.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, Mike.
Hello. Yeah. What was the question?
How come you've only got a 1-inch penis?
You just don't do it for me anymore, Craig. That's what it is.
Well, if you call me by my name and not like Drask, I'd appreciate you more. Okay. I'm scaring people now.
Okay, the next question. What's the story behind Heaven is My Hell? That's from Jules, by the way.
Okay, the official story behind Heaven is My Hell. If you believe in, if you're a Christian or a Catholic, the thing is, if you commit suicide, you go to hell. And the story is about a boy and a girl who loved each other so much, but the boy died, and he was in heaven, and he wasn't with his partner anymore. So heaven is my hell without you. So he's in heaven, and it's hell to him because he's not with her. And what it is he does everything he can to get out of heaven to come back to her, and in the end, she's killed herself to be with him.
Oh, wow.
So, and obviously if you kill yourself, you go to hell. So he's come out of heaven to see her, and she's gone to hell to try and see him. So it's a massive storyline there, and we hope to portray that in the video. The other singer on it is a girl called Joanne Finnegan from Every Story Ends, and she did an absolutely amazing job. And she's also a film director. She's at university. And we hope to pull this off in the video. We hope to see what we can do with it. and to get that story across, which is quite a big story. It's about true love in its truest form.
Now, whenever we go back to the music, I will start off with "Heaven Is My Hell," and we will play the whole CD all the way through. That way, everyone can have a chance to listen to it and beef up some interest. Make sure my listeners out here are going to go and purchase your disc.
Cool.
Let's see. Jeep 4x4 Hot says they all got seasick on the Jersey gig.
Oh God. That was quite possibly one of the most horrible journeys in the world.
Yeah, Jersey, if you didn't know, is off the coast of England, and we have to go by ferry. And there's just too many things and the word Danny just keeps springing to mind. And I'm not going to mention anything more. I think some things are best kept within bands. Bear this in mind, I've mentioned sex with my other members and other things about me having my anal searched. And I'm going to draw the line there and say I'm not going to mention what happened on that ferry.
Now, Zara is saying, Craig,
Yeah.
Silas misses his uncle.
Okay. Silas is my would-be godchild who lives in Newark, and for Christmas he got me an amazing coaster with a picture of Silas on it. And when he grows up, hopefully, he'll hear this interview and go, "What was wrong with my godfather, Mum, Dad, Mum? Why have you done this? Why have you with this maniac?" So, no, Silas is my godchild, and he's got two mums. He's got Zara and he's got Avril, and they're both beautiful people. And I do miss Silas a lot. So, Silas, when you're hearing this, when you're 10 years old, ignore everything I've just said. It's all lies. Don't go into metal music. It's crazy. Get out there and get a job. I'm just kidding.
And Rock Mom wanted me to let you know that you are her teddy bear, Craig. You are her big cuddly teddy bear.
Okay. Slightly embarrassed now.
Now, Mike and Danielle, this is for you. Deadly Jam Tart is asking, what's it like when you get on stage just before you play?
When you're tuning up.
Oh, right. Hot.
You get shouted at a lot by me. Hurry up.
I don't know. It's not us that get shouted at. It's usually Finn. We're standing there waiting. Finn's just playing around with his cowbell.
No, waiting to come on stage, and when you enter the stage, it's just awesome, absolutely awesome. Just feeling the anticipation of the crowd. It's just absolutely brilliant.
Now, do any of you ever get butterflies before you get on stage? Do you get a little bit of nervousness?
Yes.
Yeah, I played. I don't anymore. I played the Download Festival. I don't know if you're familiar with the Download Festival. We played alongside Rage Against the Machine, Stone Sour, Slash. Played with all these big names. And a few years before that, I played a Bloodstock Festival, and I use a wireless microphone, and it goes and it cut out. And I walked on stage in Bloodstock, and it cut out, and no one could hear me, and there was a power failure, and I got really worried. So when we played Download with all these huge bands like Rage and Lamb of God, I was backstage, and they said, "Right, okay, your mic's live," and I needed to test my microphone because I didn't want to walk on again and have everything fail on me. So I screamed down the microphone. I said, "Download, are you effing ready?" And I just heard the biggest roar come back from a crowd. I had sex wee, and that's when I got butterflies. Walking out to 2,000 to 3,000 people. We played one of the smaller stages, but it was rammed from front to back, and nervous was quite crazy. Another member who at the time he's now left the band, went on stage, and it's online, you can see it on YouTube, and he's got an expression on his face while he's playing, and it's like a smile that he's not sure about. He's like, I'm smiling, but I'm not sure why I'm smiling. And the story goes, he walked on and his belt broke, and his entire set with his legs spread, so he could keep his jeans up. In front of the yeah, I don't get butterflies anymore. I get aggressive, if anything. If anyone meets me, they usually like meets me in person. They're just like, oh, I thought you were like you'd be like, you know, worshipping Satan and biting the heads off chicken. And when I meet you, you're like a big cuddly dreddy bear, like Rock Mum keeps telling everyone.
Now, let's see. Bullet Catcher says, I'm very proud of my baby brother. He's doing something he loves, and he's doing it well.
Who's that?
That would be my sister. I've got my whole family in here, man.
Yeah, but what was her name? Bullet
Catcher.
Bullet Catcher.
Oh, Bullet Catcher. Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah, my bad. I just presumed that was a male name. I don't know why.
Well, she's a bit manly at times, but I love her anyway.
Well, guys and gal, I want to thank y'all for being on the show. I know it's late your time, and you guys have to go to work tomorrow, and I really appreciate y'all coming on the show and, you know, sharing with us what Enemo-J is about.
I think we shared everything except for body fluids, dude.
Well, it's kind of hard with the internet like that, you know. But one day when y'all come down and have gumbo, you know.
I can send you some of the post if you want.
UPS is quite cheap.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to that you haven't yet, or let anybody know about upcoming shows?
Yeah, just keep an eye on the chat room. Big thank you to Rock Mom Elaine. Thank you very much for tuning in. Alistair for the close, for the endorsement. Avril and Zara for just being awesome. And I just want to say a big shout out to them because they're always there supportive of me. They're there every day asking if I'm okay and everything because I'm having a bit of a bad time at the moment. Julie Grigg, who's online now, who's got doing his first play tomorrow. So JJ, best of luck with that. Anyone out there who's supported us, thank you very much. Tom, Nikki, especially, thank you so much. They push us in the right direction. We make so many mistakes, and I'm sure they've like, what have we done? Why have we signed these guys? But they've absolutely been awesome. They've walked with us every step of the way, and they're pushing us every step of the way. So a massive shout out to Nicky Noyes and DJ Rothschild, absolutely amazing people. Mike's sister, who's online, thank you very much for tuning in. Everyone else, I'm babbling. I can't get everyone's name out. I'm worried about leaving someone out. But everyone who's appeared on the album, Nick Tyler for producing the album, and my fellow band members. But a biggest shout out to all it is to you, Bob. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh,
yeah, lovely wife.
It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure.
Love you, Bob.
Yeah.
We're in here doing the wave again. Deanna's doing a worm again. So.
Listening to this after Doomsday on the 21st of the 12th, 2012. If you're listening to this, you've survived the Holocaust.
Right on.
There you go. Now, I want to remind everybody that on the 21st is when the CD drops. Ill Begotten Means. You can find it just, once it drops. Google it. Google Enemo-J, and you will find it. And Amazon, iTunes, be downloadable. You can purchase a CD. Find them on Facebook.
The video will be online in the next couple of days.
So do that. Support the band. Buy their music.
Okay.
Ramen noodles sucks.
That's right.
Now, guys, if y'all will, stay on the line just for a second.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and start the tunes back up. We're going to start with Heaven Is My Hell, Children of the Night, Scapegoat, and we're going to play the rest of the album. This is Ill Begotten Means. You are listening to the Bullshit with the Bob Show right here on Brutiful Metal Radio. And I want to thank everybody that tuned in. Wrathchild, Tom from Blood Lubricant, it's a friend of mine's band, Deadly Jam Tart, Rock Mom, Child of Fate, Bullet Catcher, Jules, I Survived Doomsday Clothing, Zara, Snooky Bunny. I'm not sure who you are, but thank you for tuning in. And I've got tunes. We're going to be playing all night, so stick around, Metalheads. Here we go.